I began my book, Homeland, my place called down home, with expressions of being a proud American. I share that stance with millions of Americans who love, defend, and want what is best for our homeland. The migrant crisis has been more than a political issue. It is, in my opinion, a preserving America issue. The Faulkner Focus program reported on America's border crisis. California Border Protection agents arrest U.S. citizen for allegedly driving cloned Border Patrol SUV. Two American women, one Black and one Hispanic, both who profess to love America. Listen to what they have to say. I simply ask you to be mindful of what is fair. I'm Abby Banks, and this is my report.
And Myra Flores now represents the people in her district of 34. So we're watching, we're listening all of this together. I take it that Representative Cuellar is trying, because he says he is, but he's not succeeding. What's going on with Democrats in Texas right now? Particularly, what's your reaction to him?
Well, we're sick and tired of this administration acting like this a humanitarian crisis is not happening. And we're really frustrated because this isn't just a South Texas problem. We need all sanctuary cities to step up and help us with the influx of immigrants crossing illegally into our country. We have thousands of people coming in every single day. We have women and children that have been through abuse, that have been through rape as well in this dangerous journey that the Biden administration continues to encourage. And this madness must stop. We're asking the Biden administration to come to South Texas, to come and see what his policies have done to us in South Texas and what it's doing to our country as well, because it's not just the influx of people coming in, it's also fentanyl coming into our country, killing our youth, the future of this country.
Representative Flores, how, and Henry Cuellar is a more conservative, at times, Democrat, but how are they even leading on this issue at all in any of the states? How are they congresspeople? I mean, you hear him talking there. What would you say to him?
It's clear that the Biden administration doesn't care about South Texas, doesn't even care about what Henry Cuellar is saying. That should be a sign to Henry Cuellar that he should no longer be supporting the Democrat Party that doesn't even care to hear his cries and his concerns that he has for his own district. And he should have stepped away from the party that no longer represents us in South Texas.
I don't know if you can see some of this video, but Cuellar and other Democrats have said, well, you know, we want to leave things open for people to come here legally. We are being overwhelmed. They know that there's no barrier, there's nothing there. There is a legal process already. There is. And if people wanted to follow it, they wouldn't just be the give-ups on the other side of the river. You represent District 34. It has 85% majority Hispanic population, a place that was Democrat for 100 years until you flipped it red. Now, new polling shows that Biden and Democrats are losing ground among Hispanic voters. Is this issue playing any kind of a role?
Absolutely, it is. I immigrated to this country. I was blessed to come here to the United States legally, but I will tell you that the immigration is broken. We do need to improve the legal process. It takes 15 to 20 years to be able to come here to the United States. I was blessed to have a father that was an American citizen that was able to bring me legally to the United States. But I believe that we must secure the borders, but we also do need to improve the legal process. We need to hire more immigration judges, more asylum officers, so we can process these claims, because the majority, unfortunately, are not real legitimate asylum claims, and we need to be able to help those who actually do have a legitimate asylum claim. And I believe that by us focusing on legal immigration and improving the legal process, we will bring down this humanitarian crisis. But again, it's the policies. We can hire more Border Patrol agents, we can have, a wall, we can have technology, but if we don't enforce the laws, nothing matters. We need to start enforcing the laws that we already put in place, that Congress put in place. We need to also put back the policies that were working before this administration, because what's happening in South Texas is because of the Biden administration. And it is time that we do something about this, and other states like California and New York step up.
I think about two groups of people in Texas. And I can only imagine your constituents saying to you, we're spending taxpayer money, billions of dollars now in Texas, to do what the federal government refuses to do, to make sure that those Border Patrol agents, Texas DPS, and others are ready there. The National Guard members who went out with us at 1:30 in the morning. I mean, all of that has to be paid for. I can't imagine people want their tax dollars spent that way, but I can't imagine what would happen if it weren't spent that way.
Exactly. We're using millions and millions of local resources. We are at max capacity. We can't handle this anymore. The people of Bronzeville, for example, are struggling to pay their light bill. Their light bill just tripled. Their light bill went from $300 to $900. They're struggling to pay their utility bills, their groceries. All my district right now is struggling, but yet we're focused on the humanitarian crisis and not able to help the American people, the people that elected us to be in the position that we're in. And that is why it's so important for us to secure the border, for us to be able to focus on the districts that we represent. These are the people that elected us, and it is time that we put them first.
There you go. And that was my second point. How unfair is it to the people like yourself and others who come here legally, have to put people first who are willing to follow our laws?
Have to put people first, willing to follow our laws. Former President Clinton stated that there is a limit to how many migrants the United States can take. This was reported on September 29, 2022, in a National Review interview with CNN's Farhad Zakaria, who is an Asian Indian immigrant. Zakaria asked, now, what you have is a lot of people who are essentially economic migrants, essentially gaming the system, using the asylum as a way to get in. Isn't it true that there has to be some order placed on this? Some control? I agree with that, Clinton replied. That is, there is a limit to how many migrants any society can take without severe disruption and assistance. And our system is based much upon the assumption that things would be more normal. This article noted the border agents have recorded more than 2.1 million migrant encounters this fiscal year, including more than 200,000 encounters last month alone. Clinton acknowledged in his own 1995 State of the Union address as president that all Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. 1995. He added at the time, the jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on the taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens. In the budget I will present to you, We will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it. I will conclude with 3 of the over 900 comments from readers. This one concerned about the environment stated that while immigrants might mostly be nice people, they drive all population growth, and everything surrounding the environment is centered on population. More people, more impact, period. Yes, we can spend money we don't have putting a Band-Aid on these problems. Yes, we can drastically lower our quality of life to accommodate more foreigners, and it will work for a short time until we can't lower our standards anymore. But bottom line is, it must end at some point. The only decision is whether we end it before we reach the point of no return, or we blindly continue it thinking some magic dust will be invented that makes fresh water, adds open spaces, erases carbon, turns refuse into food, etc. Another wrote, water shortages, housing shortages, threats of power outages, hours wasted in traffic jams, crowded schools, etc., etc., etc. I don't know how the politicians and bleeding hearts don't get it. The melting pot is boiling over. The United States cannot continue to be an orphanage for the rest of the world. Finally, there is a limit, and we've crossed it long ago. Illegal immigration is the most underestimated but contributing factor to inflation in the United States. If you don't believe that, look around you at apartments and low-income neighborhoods struggling with inadequate parking because too many are competing for those resources. Look at the ERs. Look at the fact that teens have long lost opportunities to get grass cutting summer jobs or McDonald's jobs. Look at the fact that because they work for less wages, have long been outpaced by inflation. I could go on, but if you don't get the picture by now, you've long been misguided. I asked earlier for you to consider what is fair. Fair to citizens, fair to veterans, fair to the elderly, fair to children who have to share their inheritance. If you are not hurt by illegal immigration, please be sensitive to those who are.